Good evening. It's nice to have you back again on my channel. I guess you're wondering why I'm holding up this 1000 Naira note. For those of you that have not seen my previous video I did as regards the dollar to the Naira, this is a follow-up to that video that I did in 2021. It's shocking to know that this is exactly $1 in the parallel market. Although the official price of the dollar to this 1000 Naira is 749 if I'm not mistaken, but the parallel market in Nigeria actually runs and controls everything that has to do with our day-to-day lives. This is one of the reasons why inflation has skyrocketed to the level of close to 22%. Food inflation is out the roof. A bag of rice is now 53,000. One Titus fish is close to 115. Just to name a few. But do you know the shocking thing of it all? Do you know that as the Naira plummets this morning, this our great Naira, this 1000 Naira, as it plummets, do you know that gradually almost everything deteriorates? I guess you're asking me, what do I mean by that? I'll shock you. Now let me give you an example. Let's go back to the golden era of Nigeria, which was in the early 80s, the 70s and the 80s. Do you know that then our dads, our fathers that were privileged then, they were able to purchase, when it comes to cars, let's use cars as an analogy in this scenario. Back then, when somebody is buying a car, it is brand new. There was nothing like Tokumbo cars, fairly used, like that. No. It was a pride that everybody wanted to purchase it, that purchased a car were buying brand new cars. I could still remember vividly when my dad purchased, because my dad was a airport taxi driver back then, and he had this Peugeot 504, sorry, Peugeot 504 that was crested red and black, the normal logo that you see as taxi here in Nigeria, in Lagos. And he bought this brand new vehicle. Do you know how much? He bought this brand new vehicle for 13,000 Naira. This was in the 80s. This was early 90s, if I'm not mistaken, when the dollar, this same Naira, still had value. But as time went by, in the early 20s, you could notice that all of a sudden the wave was that not everybody could afford new cars anymore. Why was it? Because as the Naira was plummeting, things were going out of hand. And what was once was that you could easily use to purchase a brand new vehicle, that you could use thousands thousands of naira to purchase a brand new vehicle in Nigeria, people were now using hundreds of thousands, with millions of naira. You could notice that in the early 2000s, all of a sudden, there was this wave of Tokumbo cars. Then I didn't know what Tokumbo was. I was like, what do you mean by Tokumbo? Until somebody now break it down for me and said fairly used cars. And you could see that that generation of people in the early 2000s started going for Tokumbo cars, fairly used cars, and that was the wave. People started seeing used cars as new cars, and people were happy about it. So if anybody purchase a car, or happens to get a car, people were now celebrating used cars in place of new cars that we were able to purchase easily in the early 80s. In the 80s, we're now purchasing Tokumbo cars, fairly used cars, and people were dying and whining people on the ground that they were purchasing Tokumbo cars. You could see that there was a shift. As the naira plummeted, people moved from new cars to Tokumbo cars, fairly used cars, settled for less. This particular Tokumbo car, if you notice again, the wave trended throughout the early 2000s, throughout the 2010, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, until it got to 2020. My brothers and sisters, do you know the shocking part of it all? As we speak today, people have moved from Tokumbo cars to Nigerian used cars, Nigerian beat cars. As when I say big cars, Nigerian used cars that are our roads have so deteriorated. People are now settling for Nigerian used cars as an achievement when they want to purchase cars. And this is as a result of what? This. Because this every day is gradually begging for a revival. It is so bad that today now, people can't even afford to purchase Tokumbo cars. If you hear somebody is purchasing a fairly used car, it's either the person is as they say, a 19 guy, or has a top-end job, or could be a politician. In Nigeria today, anybody that is buying brand new cars is either companies that can afford it or politicians. But for the common Nigerians, you can't even afford a Tokumbo car anymore. Rather, people are now purchasing Nigerian beat up cars, as in cars that somebody must have used for more than 5-6 years on Nigerian road, and you know how bad our roads are. People settle for this because they cannot afford the price of the Tokumbo cars. I give you an example. The popular Corolla 2005 Corolla, that particular Corolla that they use for Uber. Do you know that the Tokumbo value of it as of today is 5.5 million? just to buy that car, fairly used. And the Nigerian used, you must have at least 3.5 million. This was the same cars in the late 2015, 2016 that was selling for 2.1, 2.2 Tokumbo, and Nigerian used you could get it for 1.4, 1.5. Now you can see how bad our country has become. Not that I'm glorifying anything, I'm not glorifying anything. The essence of this video to each and every one of you, my subscribers, is for you to start asking yourself this question. Do you want to be an element of change? Because if we do not start contributing positively, I can assure you, you see this value, it might even plummet to 2,000 to $1. I pray that our situation will not be like that of Zimbabwe, where it was so bad, inflation, hyperinflation has eaten the country so bad that their currency has no value anymore. My advice to our politicians that are out there, lawmakers, decision makers, I might not be a politician, but at least I know one or two things about economics. Let's take or let's make decisions. Bringing up policies are good. I see a lot of policies that this our president has brought up, but the implementation is the problem. We are yet to see the implementation. Let's make Nigeria proud once again. Let's come together and let's give this country a value for their money, for her money. Have you ever wondered that in the US, the Corolla, the Lexus, the Benz, a car that a common man can buy over there is still in the thousands, $40,000, $50,000. There are even cars as low as $30,000. And this is not different from our currency. There is no difference between the dollar and the Naira. The same 100 Naira you have in Nigeria, if our system is working, is the same $100 that is in the USA. But because we are not a productive country, we have gradually killed our value, the value of our currency. So, to wrap it up, what legacy are we leaving for our generations to come? Our new people, our young generations. Because we are saying, oh, things are bad. Have we ever wondered to say, if we do not start doing the right thing now, do you think there will be a country for them in the next 10, 15 years, 20, 30 years, when most of us would have spent the useful life of our time on earth? My message is just simple. Let's come together. Whatever you do, value your currency. Start being productive. Start contributing. I know the government is to be blamed for a lot of things, but also let's be productive and let's give this Naira, this value, let's give this money its value once again, so that at the end we can all be proud to say we are Nigerians. It's your boy once again coming with a message to enlighten each and every one of my subscribers. Please share, drop your comments, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And until I see you next time, please be blessed. Bye.